In this video, I'm taking just $5 and flipping it into $1,000 trading binary options. Making profit is difficult enough for most traders, but flipping any account size takes serious skill and is an achievement on its own. Let me be real with you, this isn't my first time trying this. I've managed to flip small accounts a good few times in the past, but I've also had plenty of failed attempts. That's the reality. And I'm being honest with you, attempting to flip an account is always risky. And the fact that I'm risking 100% of my capital on every trade just takes it to a whole new level. I don't recommend trying this at all. The truth is, more than 99% of people end up blowing their account when they try flip it. That's the reality, people. But today, I'm here to prove it's possible. All it takes is the right mindset and some positivity, and I'll show you exactly how it's done, unfiltered in real time. And I'll be showing you every trade I open, from the very first entry all the way to the last one. I won't be using any rigid black and white strategy. My approach for this challenge will be using my insight, knowledge, and over 8 years of trading experience to make smart, informed decisions on the charts. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a scalper. I like to get in and out of the markets quick, catching fast moves on the lower time frames. I'll be using a mixture between the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15-minute time frames to identify setups and look for entries, and I'll be using a range of different times between 2 and 8-minute trades. For this challenge, I'll be trading the live forex markets to keep things real and avoid any kind of manipulation. And just so you know, I won't be trading specific sessions. All I'm going to do is look for the pairs with the biggest payouts, and whenever I see a solid setup, I'll take it. I won't be diving deep into every single trade. All I'm going to do is show you the setup I'm watching and why it looks good to me, including my entries and exits. That's it. Simple and straightforward. This video isn't about teaching you how to trade. It's a challenge where we turn $5 into $1,000. I'm approaching this challenge just like my daily trades. No pressure, no stress. And that mindset keeps me calm, focused, and confident. Okay, so now that we have all that out of the way, as you can see, I have $5 in my QT Real account right now. And we're gonna flip this into $1,000. So strap yourselves in, kick back and relax, and watch the chaos unfold. I think it's time to jump into the markets and look for our first setup. Before we jump into the markets, I'm going to squeeze in a quick promo here. If you are struggling in the binary options markets and want to learn how to become consistently profitable, I've got something for you. I run a free Telegram group with over 600 members where I share profitable signals with a win rate above 75%, along with valuable insights to improve your trading. It's completely free to join, and if it's not for you, you can leave at any time. The link is in the description below, so definitely go and check it out. To kickstart the challenge, I found a nice setup here on CHF-JPY. The payout's looking juicy. I'm on the 15-minute time frame, and CHF-JPY is looking bearish to me. So ideally, we're going to look for sells here. I've marked out the Fibonacci retracement from the top of the swing low we have here to the bottom of the swing low. And as you can see, we've clearly got a retracement to the 0.5 level on the Fibonacci here. So I'm going to jump over to the 1 minute time frame to look for entries. I'm on the 1 minute time frame right now, and I've gone ahead and marked out this inverse fair value gap with this yellow rectangle. And all I'm going to wait for is a candle close below this inverse fair value gap. Price has just gradually dropped here, and I'm pretty confident this one's going to play out. Yep, there it is, a banger trade to kickstart the challenge. That's $4.50 in the bag, and our balance is now up to $9.50. A juicy payout to get things going. Next up, trade number 2. I've got a setup here on Euro JPY on the 5-minute time frame, and EJ is looking bullish to me, forming this leg up here. So ideally, I think buys are on the cards. So what I'm going to do now is hop over to a lower time frame to look for a potential entry. On the 1-minute time frame, I've marked out this resistance zone up here. And if we get a nice push up with some volume, I'll look to take some buys on the resistance break. But I'm not going to hesitate to look for sells if the price goes in the complete opposite direction. You'll notice I marked out a support zone here. So if price breaks below the support zone, I'll look for sells. Holy smokes, price has done a complete U-turn here. Didn't see this one coming. But there's the support break. I'm gonna take it. That's a 3-minute sell locked in. What a trade, a 92% payout on this one. That bumps the account up to $18.24. We're cooking, guys. We're on a roll. On to the next setup. GBP ORD looks very tempting here. You'll notice GA is clearly in an uptrend on the 5-minute time frame. But I'm noticing price has sort of become stagnant here, starting to consolidate. And my feeling is price could go in either direction. And I really don't care, I just want a piece of the action. So I'm going to look for entries on the 1-minute time frame. On the 1-minute time frame, you'll notice price has been consolidating in this range. I've marked out the range between the 2 yellow rectangles. And I have a feeling price will be consolidating for a little while. So I'm going to look for a liquidity sweep off one of these levels and maybe enter in off of a rejection candle or an inverse fair value gap. I'm not sure. I'll see what I can find. So I've just entered a 4-minute buy position. We got a strong bullish engulfing candle close, pushing price above the previous candle after price swept this low. So I'm extremely confident price is going to continue going up here. Ooh, we needed that push there. We needed that push there. That's another W. This time we made $16.78. We were blessed with yet another 92% payout. I must say the markets are treating us extremely well here. That's 3 wins in a row now. Moving on to trade number 4. Euro GBP is looking extremely bullish on the 5-minute time frame, with price having formed this big leg up here. And I must say, price is starting to look extremely exhausted. And you'll notice it's starting to consolidate. It also just swept the high I marked out with the grey trend line here. So I do think a drop to the downside is inevitable. So I'm going to use the 1-minute time frame to look for entries. I just locked in a 5-minute sell after we got a candle close below the inverse fair value gap. So this one played out way too quickly. I mean, I didn't even really have time to explain what I was looking at. But as you guys know, after price swept the high on the 5-minute time frame, the grey trend line, I was basically looking for sells. If you look to the left, shortly after price broke above the high, it was struggling to push up here. So I'm thinking the price is going to drop at any point. So I went ahead and marked out this inverse fair value gap with this yellow rectangle. And all I was looking for was a candle close below the inverse fair value gap. And that's exactly what we got. Yeah, I think we got away with one there. For a moment it looked like we were going to get our pants pulled down. I'll be real with you guys. We ended up winning the trade by a couple of points. but that 89% payout was sweet. Our account is now sitting at $66.19. We've already grown the account by 1,200%. That's pretty insane when you think about it. Now, this next setup here is a bit different to what I usually look for on the charts. We're looking at CAD CHF on the 5-minute time frame, and I noticed we got quite a significant move here on the left with this leg up. I've marked out an order block with this yellow rectangle from this red candle here, and price has clearly pulled back into the order block, so I'm going to look for buys. On the 1-minute time frame, price just swept the low I marked out with this white trend line, and I have a feeling price is going to reverse back to the upside at any point. So I'm going to look for a potential inverse fair value gap to enter off of. Okay, I just locked in a 3-minute buy on the candle close above this inverse fair value gap I marked out with this blue rectangle. I think we got a pretty good entry here. And we get that push towards the end. Boy, we needed that. Price was just consolidating for most of the trade duration, making it a little closer than it should have been. But I'm not complaining whatsoever. The most important thing here is we made $58.91 on this trade, and we're edging closer to the big 1,000. Next up, trade number 6. Right now we're looking at Euro AUD on the 5-minute chart, and you'll notice this setup looks almost identical to the setup we saw on Euro GBP earlier. We got this big leg up here, and price is clearly looking exhausted. I mean, price is basically consolidating, and I believe a potential drop to the downside is imminent, because as you guys know, what goes up has to come down. I've scaled down to the 1-minute time frame, and the first thing I notice here is price swept this high I marked out with this blue trend line, and it swiftly dropped back down into the range. So this makes me confident that price is most likely going to go down from here. I've marked out this fair value gap with this yellow rectangle, which price has already pushed into. So all I'm looking for here is either a strong rejection candle or a bearish engulfing candle to form, and I'll open a 5-minute sell. There it is. Bang. I am in. A clean drop to the downside as expected. Now that is how you use a damn fair value gap. That's another win in the bag. This one was a 86% payout, which takes the account balance to $232.69. Awesome sauce. On to the next setup. This time we've got the popular girl on the chart, Miss Euro USD, a classic, a pair loved and traded by many. It looks like she's paying bombs too. I like it. On the 5-minute time frame, you'll notice EU is clearly in an uptrend just off the naked eye, and we clearly got a pullback here with price forming this leg down. I've gone ahead and marked out an area of interest with this blue rectangle, and it looks like price has dropped down into it already. So I'm going to look for buys off this zone, as I believe it's an area where price could potentially react from. So let's jump over to the 1-minute chart to look for entries. To me, this looks like another classic opportunity to enter off an inverse fair value gap. As you can see, price has just swept this low here, and shortly after the sweep, a rejection candle formed, which is a sign of a potential reversal back to the upside. I've gone ahead and marked out an inverse fair value gap between these two candles here, and all I'm looking for is a candle close above it, and this will be my cue to lock in a 6-minute buy. I just opened a 6-minute buy on the candle close, and I'll be honest, that's not really the candle close I wanted. I was hoping for a stronger close, but Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Let's see how this one pans out. Trade number 7 is a winner, baby. It's a winner. We are on a roll. That's 7 wins in a row, people. The following candle that formed after we locked in was insane. It pushed price quite a lot after sweeping the low, and I mean, once that candle closed, I was like 99.99% certain this one was going to play out. And it did. We made $209.42 on this trade, and we did it in style. This was simply a brilliant trade all round. So I just took a moment to check the account balance, and I just realized we're basically halfway there. Right now we're sitting at $442.11 in the balance, and up until now we've been nothing but exceptional. We've only got a few more hurdles to jump until we reach that $1,000 mark. It's exciting. Just a couple more trades to go. We're almost there. Let's go. Next up, GBP CHF. I must say, right, it's crazy to think we're almost there. That this next trade might just be the second last one before we complete the challenge. Anyway, we're back on the 5-minute time frame, and GBP CHF is clearly bearish with price forming this downward channel. So I'm going to jump over to the 1-minute time frame to look for potential sells. From what I'm looking at here, it does look like price might start dropping after forming this big leg up here. You'll notice we got quite a sudden drop here. Speaking of dropping, I just noticed the payout dropped like crazy. What the hell is that all about? It was 91%, wasn't it? Well, that's annoying. I mean, I'm still going to take the trade regardless because it's a good setup. Anyway, like I was saying, you'll notice we got quite a sudden drop here. And what I've done is I've marked out this fair value gap with this blue rectangle. And all I'm going to do is wait for price to push up into the fair value gap and look to enter sells off a rejection candle or a bearish engulfing candle close. So let's see what happens. Oi, that's a massive drop. Okay, I'm in. With this massive bearish engulfing candle having formed, I think we'll easily see a continuation to the downside here. And that is profit secured. A textbook setup right there, as easy as you'd like. It was a brilliant trade from execution to exit, but I wasn't too impressed with the payout. Seeing it drop from 91% to 58% out of nowhere was kind of irritating, I'm not gonna lie. But one thing about me, when I trade day to day, I don't stress about the payout whatsoever. If the setup looks clean and I'm confident, I'm taking it. So here's a lesson for you guys. Don't focus on the payout too much. If the setup looks solid and you're confident, take the trade. Because always remember, greed kills good judgment. We are just one trade away from hitting that $1,000 mark. This next move will make or break the challenge. It's all or nothing now. The finish line is in sight and the pressure is on. Right now we're sitting at $698.53 in the balance. And for this final trade, I'm going to use some risk management. I know it's a bit late for that, but I'm thinking instead of going all in, I'll be risking just $400 on this last trade to play it smart. The idea here is to find a currency pair with at least a 76% payout. If we win, that's at least a $304 profit, which takes us straight to that $1,000 goal. If it doesn't go our way and we end up losing the trade, we'll still have just under $300 left to keep growing the account. I must say, this approach definitely boosts my confidence and makes me feel more at ease with whatever the outcome is. Now, let's look for that final setup. This is it, the grand finale. One last trade standing between us and turning $5 into $1,000. The pressure's on, palms are sweaty, but we've come too far to back down now. This is the final boss level, so let's finish strong. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm only risking around $400 on this final trade. This is just for the sake of my sanity, stress levels, and smart risk management. This setup here on EuroCAD, this is it, our final move, the last shot we've got. The market is closing in under an hour, so let's make this one count. As you can see, we're on the 5-minute time frame and it looks like we're stuck in this range. Price is moving sideways and I've marked out a high here and a low here. Now price has already swept the high here, and in this situation we're either going to continue going up or we're going to reject and drop down. So what I'm going to do is scale down to the 1-minute chart to see what sort of setups we can find. Okay, so shortly after price swept the high here, price rejected back down into the price range, and you'll notice it's been moving sideways ever since. After sweeping the high, price formed this leg down, and I marked out a fair value gap which price has pushed into already. And after all this sideways movement, I have a feeling price is going to drop at any second. So all I'm looking for here is a break of this blue trend line and a candle close below it. Then I'll lock in a sell. That is a beautiful drop. And I'm in. That was a solid candle close there. I will admit, I'm liking the looks of this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1,000! We just flipped $5 into $1,000. That was insane. What a damn ride that was. It was nail biting. There were definitely some edge of your seat moments, but we stayed disciplined, calm and patient for each and every setup. Our final balance is sitting at $1,010.53, and I must say every single decision and detail counted, and it all came together like it was meant to be. Oh man, that balance is a sight for sore eyes.
The next day.
Okay, so it's the next day, it's Saturday, and I finally had a chance to breathe. The adrenaline settled, blood pressure is back to normal, and I'm feeling good. After closing that final EuroCAD trade, I knew I needed to step away, clear my mind, and take a break from the charts. I gave it a day to settle, gather my thoughts, and here we are. The results are in. If you look to the right, you'll see I took 9 trades on Friday across both London session and New York session, and starting with just $5, we flipped it into $1,000. The proof is right here, people. Clear as day. We flipped $5 into $1,000 in under 24 hours. It took a whole day sitting in front of the charts, and it definitely was an emotional roller coaster. There were moments of excitement, stress, irritation, and nerves all mixed in one. It definitely was one heck of an experience from start to finish. One thing I'll say is it definitely got stressful towards the end, especially with that Euro CAD trade, because the markets were less than an hour away from closing, so the pressure was on the entire time. That's the joys of trading the live markets, I suppose. What we've done here is something most traders will never be able to pull off. I just want you guys to take a moment and really understand how difficult this is. It's no walk in the park, trust me. I'm gonna remind you guys, I failed more times than you can imagine trying to flip a small account. This definitely wasn't my first attempt. Don't get it twisted. This isn't easy, and it's definitely not all fun and games. Watching this video might make it look simple, but the truth is, if you go out and deposit $5 expecting to flip it into $1,000 in a day, the chances are you will fail. To be able to pull off something like this takes years of trading experience, deep knowledge, and solid market insight. And to be totally honest, you'll also need a bit of luck on your side as well. It took 9 trades in a row, each one risking 100% of my trading capital. And yeah, that's insanely risky. One wrong move and it's game over. Luckily, I've got over 8 years of trading experience behind me, which definitely helps when pulling off a win streak like this. But I'll be real with you, we were lucky at times, because on a different day, one bad move could have ended the challenge real quick. But regardless, we did it, guys. We flipped $5 into $1,000 in real time. And honestly, I really enjoyed the whole process. From the trades we took, to showing you my trading approach, recording the sessions, and just the overall experience. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely do something like this again. And if you guys want to see another video like this in the future, make sure to smash a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you in the next video.